Hello viewers, it's another Wednesday morning and time to keep you abreast with events around the world and newspaper review. Charles Philip Wakolam is here with me and together we shall take you through this journey. I am Phoebe Agimenhue.
Glad you could join us this morning. We shall be reviewing 7 papers and I will take the first paper. That will be Nigerian Tribune newspaper. Let me start with the leading headline. EFCC, NIA, that is the National Intelligence Agency, and the police probe $9.6 billion P&ID contract that will be processed and industrial development contracts. Okay, the kicker says, as federal government says, debt not a threat to Nigeria's assets. 3.2 trillion naira contract award unreasonable, says Finance Minister. No record of $40 million P&ID investment, says the CBN governor. Contracts designed to fail, Attorney General. Okay, get the details on page 2. Then let's come down beside the big picture. U.S. retaliates and Nigeria now to pay more for American visa, page 5. Rape allegation, police grill Fatoyinbo in Abuja, page 6. Ajib discovers 1 trillion out of gas, huge condensates in Niger Delta, page 11. And the picture is the picture of an award given to Afe Babalola. Let me read the details under the picture. From left, the Attorney General, the Alaafin of Oyo, Oba Lamidi Adeyemi, renowned historian Professor Banji Akintoye, the awardee and founder Afe Babalola University, Ado Ekiti, Chief Afe Babalola, and his wife Mudube, and others during the presentation of the Ambassadorial Award to Babalola by the African Union Economic, Social and Cultural Council. Alright, congratulations to him. Let's go up above the leading headline. Why Buhari was not at G7 summit. The details will be found on page 6 of the Nigerian Tribune. Lagos Assembly to probe Ambode over purchase of 832 buses, page 6. APC National Working Committee has final say on aspirants, says Onilu. Zenith Labour Party elects Itodo as governorship candidate, page 26. Above the masthead, Falano, Ozekome, Abaribe disagree over Onogen's removal. That will be the final story from the front page. Here, get the details. It starts from the front page and continues on page 12. Over to you.
Thank you, Charles Philip. Up next is This Day newspaper, and just above the masthead, FBI indictment, EFCC arrests 28, recovers 468 million naira. CBN bans bills for collection for importation of milk, page 8. And coming down, you have the big picture titled No Cause for Alarm. From left, Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Mr. Abubakar Malami. Minister of Information and Culture, Alhaji Lai Mohammed. Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning, Mrs. Zainab Ahmed. And Central Bank of Nigeria Governor, Mr. Godwin Emefiele, during a press conference in Abuja yesterday. And the major headline, Federal Government, Nigeria's asset not imminent danger over $9.6 billion judgment debt. And its kickers says deal fraudulent. Emefiele, agreement breaches foreign contract rules. Buhari directs EFCC, NIA, IG to investigate. And the story beside the picture, Northeast liberated, Defense Headquarters insist. The story begins on the front page and continues on page 8. And then you have the bottom strip story, which is the last story from this day newspaper. Manufacturers demand comprehensive industrial policy from federal government, page 10. Over to you, Charles Philip.
All right, thank you. The Nation newspaper is the next which we'll be reviewing this morning. Let me start with the picture. Is a scene of an accident involving a truck and one of the BRT buses in Ikorodu, where 3 was confirmed dead. It happened in Ikorodu, Lagos yesterday. Okay, the lead story says Nigeria launches battle against $9.6 billion UK verdict. Minister has something to say. It will inflict grave economic injury on Nigerians. And federal government probes contracts. Details is on the front page, but is continued on page 6. ENI strikes major gas find in Nigeria. Talking about the Italian company ENI. And EFCC's joint efforts with FBI yield $314,000 recovery. Bottom strip story. APC may review disqualification of 12 Kogi governorship aspirants. Get the details on page 44. Let's move up just above the picture. An inside story. Abdulrazak sends 135 billion naira supplementary budget to assembly. You get it on page 44. Okay, above the masthead, House probes Ambode's purchase of 820 buses. Page 8. Police quiz Koza pastor Fatoimbo. That's on page 5. Okay, Nigerians to pay more for US visa. Page 2. Odubu is NDDC chairman designate. NECO releases May-June exam results. Finally, Nigeria's Ekevo, now Africa's fastest. A big kudos to him.
Yeah, indeed.
All right, over to you.
All right, on the cover of the Leadership newspaper for today, the leading story is on the $9 billion UK judgment. And it says federal government goes on appeal, 6th day of execution. Page 4. And the kickers, President Muhammadu Buhari orders EFCC, NIA to probe failed contract. Nigeria won't lose assets, Lai Mohammed. And just below the masthead, FBI list, NFIU to reverse bank transactions of indicted Nigerians. We've arrested 28, recovered $314,000, 373 million naira, EFCC. The story is on the front page of the newspaper and continues on page 5. And on page 18, President Muhammadu Buhari sacks NCPC boss. Coming down just below the leading story, U.S. lands Nigerians with higher visa fees. And the bottom strip story is on page 14. NECO releases 2019 SSC results. On page 15, prescription. Court to hear IMNS motion today. And that is the Islamic Movement of Nigeria. On page 21, federal government approves spectrum for 5G trial. On page 25, Shippers Council, CBN Pact averts 2 billion naira capital flight. And finally, from the Leadership newspaper on page 16, Syndicate Designs issues degree certificate for 2,000 naira in Borno. And that is all from the Leadership newspaper.
Okay, let's go to the Blueprint newspaper. Nigerian Electricity Regulation Commission, that's the top story beside the masthead. NERC threatens discuss over 34 billion naira debt. Page 33. Amadri system looming danger, says an NGO. Page 29. Recapitalization. AXA FBN orders meets NICOM's deadline. Get the details on page 34. All right, below the masthead, extra budgetary spending. Lagos Assembly probes Ambode. Rights group backs action. Get the details on page 6. NECO deregisters 3 schools over exam malpractices. Page 41. Okay, let's come down to the leading story. U.S. 9.6 billion naira, 9.6 billion US dollars UK judgment. CBN hasn't record of gas project, says CBN Governor Emefiele. Buhari orders probe by EFCC, IGP. Damages over compensation unjustifiable, says the federal government. Also says Jonathan government colluded with foreigners. Get the details on page 6. Let's come down to the pictures. The big picture from the left, Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice Abubakar Malami, SAN, and the Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning, Hajia Zainab Ahmed, and the Governor of Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele, at a press conference on the award of $9.6 billion to P&ID on a botched gas supply contract. It happened in Abuja yesterday. The other picture, Yobe State Governor Mai Malabuni, he's the one with the mic, during a visit to commiserate with flood victims in Tagal, Bade local government area of the state. On Tuesday, that was yesterday, while Senate President Ahmed Lawan and the Emir of Bade, Abubakar Umar Suleiman, and the Executive Secretary of the State Emergency Management Agency, Dr. Mohammed Koje, while they watch on. Okay, Nigerians traveling to US to pay visa issuance fee. Nigerians traveling to US to pay visa issuance fee. Page 5. Women no longer second-class citizens in Nigeria Army, says the General Officer Commander. Details on page 9. And on page 8, INEC commences training of 8,000 staffers in nationwide. EFCC recovers $314,000, 373 million naira from internet fraudsters. Page 29. Finally, I met Kano in New York, Shore admits. Page 41.
All right, up next is the front page of the Vanguard newspaper, and I'll be starting with the stories above the masthead. On page 40, affair for Vanguard, repositioning legal education for national development, part 3. And on page 7, bandits kidnap 48 in Katsina, burn 3 army vehicles. I met Kanu, but not for money to topple Buhari, Showeri tells court. The details on page 9. And then coming down, you have CBN now to use letters of credit for milk imports. And the leading story, it's titled Failed Gas Project, Suffering Ahead if Nigeria pays $9 billion fine. And that is coming from the finance minister. You have the kickers as federal government orders probe of multi-million gas project failure. Award to process and industrial development, clearly unreasonable, manifestly excessive, and that is coming from Lai Mohammed. There's no record of P&ID in Nigeria, CBN Governor Emefiele. Project deliberately designed to fail from inception. That is coming from AGF Malami. You can get the stories on page 5. And coming down, you have the big picture titled On Award of $9.6 billion to P&ID. This same picture appeared on this day newspaper and the Blueprint newspaper. And just beside the picture on page 13, NECO releases 2019 June-July SSC results. 71% pass English, maths. And then you have the bottom strip stories. Pius Odubu named chairman of new NDDC board, page 12. And on page 26, Nigeria police, victim or villain. To get the answer, grab the Vanguard newspaper and get the details on page 26. And on page 6, boat mishap, 7 bodies recovered, 108 rescued as man laments loss of wife and 3 children. That's a pathetic one, Charles Philip.
Very pathetic one, I must say.
All right, moving on page 9. PDP to Oshibajo. Don't waste trader money on Bayelsa, Kogi governorship poll. And lastly, from the Vanguard newspaper on page 8, U.S. retaliates, slams new visa charges on Nigerians.
Okay.
All right, over to you, Charles.
Thank you. Finally, on the new, on the front page review this morning is the New Telegraph newspaper. U.S. tackles Nigeria, hikes visa fees for Nigerians. Says negotiations broke down after 18 months. Tourists, students, business visas to cost 99,900 naira. And embassy reacts by saying it's a retaliation. Federal government, we are yet to be notified. Okay, let's check the stories above the leading headline. Internet fraud. EFCC traces suspects 373 million naira to banks. It is on page 9, so you can get the details there. Lagos Assembly probes Ambode's purchase of 7 billion naira buses. Page 5. Nigeria won't lose assets over $9.6 billion UK judgment, says federal government. Page 2. Ajib discovers 1 trillion out of gas in Niger Delta. Get it on page 7. Okay. Above the masthead, CBN tightens news on milk importation, stops credit payments for imports, banks notify customers. Real sector lending, banks grapple with KYC challenges. Get the details on page 19. Okay, let's come down. There's a picture of the governor of Nasarawa State, Abdullahi Sule, and the Vice President Yemi Oshibajo during Oshibajo's visit to her family in continuation of the trader money. It happened in Kefi, Nasarawa State. I can see the woman very happy. Okay, the other picture, police grill Koza pastor Fatoyimbo over rape allegation, page 9. And the bottom strip stories, Abia had no 7.2 billion naira that I could steal, says the former governor, Kalu. And says he's been a successful businessman before venturing into politics. Get the details on page 4. Lastly, study, social media use could raise mental health risk. Social media use could raise mental health risk. Page 31.
I'd like to find out how.
I would like to find
so
out.
So after this program, we'll read the
details.
Yes,
I will encourage the viewers to get a New Telegraph newspaper and get the details. Yes, exactly.
All right, viewers, that's all from the front pages of the newspaper. We'll go on a short break. Newspaper review continues with sports updates. Please stay with us.
Anglican International Academy, AIA, is a Christian co-educational school located in the Zido district of Abuja. We have highly qualified teachers who we train and retrain for continuous professional development. Our teacher-student ratio and ultra-modern facilities meet international educational standards. AIA officially opens from September 2019, so avail your child the opportunity to acquire knowledge in an environment ideal for learning and spiritual growth. Admission into JSS1 is on. Forms are available at Episcopal House, 24 Douala Street, Wuse Zone 5, All Saints School, Wuse Zone 3, and Anglican Girls Grammar School, Apo, Abuja. For inquiries, call 080-3311-3935 or 080-3955-8787. Anglican International Academy. Excellence, faith, and integrity are watchword.
Ajayi Crowther University admission has commenced. Programs on offer include undergraduate, postgraduate, part-time, HND conversion, foundation and pre-degree in faculties of law, humanities, education, natural sciences, social sciences and management sciences. Our tuition is affordable and payable in 3 installments. Visit the university website at www.acu.edu.ng for online application, screening and admission letter. Given our state-of-the-art facilities, well-equipped library, decent learning environment and distinguished lecturers, apply now by logging on to www.acu.edu.ng. For details, call 0814-592-0637. Ajayi Crowther University, raising godly intellectuals.
Alright, thanks for staying tuned. Join me to the world of sports, where Team Nigeria are slugging it out in the All-African Games. Okay, I am on page 46 of the Vanguard newspaper. Let's start from the foreign scene. Dele Alli's return boosts Tottenham ahead of London Derby. And Champions League, Ajax face uphill task in qualifying. Wow. Okay, PK, Vidal go gambling, pockets 500,000 at poker events. Police harass Enyimba striker for owning a Benz car. Okay. Hazard pushes to be ready for Villarreal's trip. African Games, Flying Eagles battle Mali for football gold, as Falconets battle Cameroon in final. We wish them all the best. Tokyo 2020, Super Falcons set for away win in Algeria. Lastly on this page, Fast Forward Sports open multi-brand store in Lagos. Okay, page 47, African Games, Ekevo bags 100 meters gold for Nigeria. Wow, now the fastest man in Africa. Big kudos to him. Iwobi vows to lift Everton in Carabao Cup. Barca meets Neymar's father ahead of PSG summit. I hate VAR, says Mo Salah. Okay, anxiety in Champions League draw holds tomorrow. Anxiety as Champions League draw holds tomorrow. Balogun groans over Brighton bench roll. Wow, that's pathetic. African Games, Team Nigeria wins 6 gold medals in weightlifting. 6 gold medals. I must say big kudos to Team Nigeria. Djokovic, Federer advance in US Open. Serena too strong for Sharapova. Wow. Serena Williams overwhelmed Maria Sharapova 6-1, 6-1 on Tuesday to reach the second round of the US Open in search for her 24th Grand Slam title, while Rusty Roger Federer rallied past Indian qualifier Summit Nagar. Okay, and with that last sports story, we bring it to a close on the paper review for today's edition.
Yes, indeed. Success comes with the attitude of success feeding one's mind. And so comes failure with the attitude for failure in the mind. This Wednesday, keep your mind focused on success. Trustfully, keep your mind focused on success.
I'm going to do that.
All right, viewers. Goodbye and God bless you.
Bye.